This is part 2 of my toxic Otakemaru build. This is just to see the testing of how well this build will do against yokai enemies and human enemies. But I didn't really explain much in my first video. I just gave you the gist of what's in my build and what to have in it. But first of all, we have a 5-piece Ginryu set paired with the Yasukani just to get the 6-piece. But we mainly use this for the anima bonus and Rita absorption because we'll be doing a lot of that. Second weapon, you want to use the Kawanami Kusurigama from the Kawanami clan set. Gives you a efficient yokai ability, all at 22.4%. The range weapons don't really matter, but you can do whatever you can to get the best out of it. Warrior of the West is one of the ones you should be using just for the life, plus 168. And for the helmet, you want to use a coiled snake helmet just to get that melee damage versus poison enemies. The main special effects you want on your armor sets should be attack. You could get other stuff too, like key bonus and Rita gauge at an A. Everything else, it doesn't really matter. I use untouched ninjutsu and ninjutsu power. It doesn't really make sense for this build, but I just use it just for the poison shurikens, just for a little bit more, oomph in them. But same thing with the chest piece. You want to get that attack in there. You want to get a life recovery and Rita absorption because you're going to be doing a lot of close combat. Same thing, attack on here in the gloves, attack on here on the waist, and I also added in a key recovery bonus upon a reabsorption. The greaves, attack again, and tenacity, of course. Now for your 2 accessories, you want a Magatama for the anima charge, and then for the effects on it, I put on melee damage versus poison enemies, untouched omnio magic, damage over time just to boost that poison effect, and a poison accumulation on here. Same thing with the Yasukani, damage over time, melee damage versus poison enemy, and poison accumulation. And you want to add in the damage over time just to get a little bit more boost to your damage effect and poison. For the items, poison shurikens just to help you get that poison, quick change just in case. Clay bells of beckoning, I use this. I get 3 of them cast out just so I could have them, keep boosting up my anima over time. Steel talisman just for the defense because you're going to be doing a lot of close combat. Barrier again because you're going to be spamming your melee a lot, your light attacks. Arch yokai just to gain more anima, and extraction is the main one that you need because each hit you do, you'll be stealing Amrita, and this pairs up with your Ginryu set at the anima bonus upon Amrita absorption. And then for the last slot, I use this is just like the emergency items, I guess you could say. Red spider lilies just in case I might need some anima, sacred brush to refill those omnio magic, shinobi boxes just to refill my poison shurikens, and my quick change scrolls just in case I might need it, and spirit stones just so I could use them at the very start of each level just to get those bonuses upon those Amrita gauge effects. So for my, I know I'm using poison, but for my sword I'm using a imbue lightning on there, and I'll tell you guys in a second. Now because I'm using imbue lightning, it's because of this anima bonus elemental attack at an A. Poison comes from my poison shurikens as well as these toxic slime soul cores. I use these guys to help me do my poison. But back to my guardian spirit, we get the animal bonus on the range hit. Yeah, that's a plus. That stance base and reader bonus Yes, high stance is very good because it increases your attack a lot, but in this case I'm using mid stance just for that increased defense, because we're going to be doing a lot of close range combat. Low stance, it doesn't, it's all up to you, it's all just preference at this point. Extended elemental weapon, we're not worried about that. Anima bonus, this is one of them that we need because it pairs well with your Otakemaru, because it also deals fire, lightning, and water. The sensors are just a bonus. For your secondary spirit, I use Kagewani because he gives you a life drain yokai ability hit at C+, and that will pair well to me. That will pair well with the Otakemaru. But onto the soul cores. Of course, Otakemaru, because this is gonna be your main damager. This guy, Yatsuno Kami, he's here for the anima charge as well as the melee damage versus poison enemy. I could put these two guys on because they have the attunement cost -1 on both. And then your toxic slime core for that poison accumulation, as well as the anima bonus saturated. The anima bonus saturated, if it hits, comes from the Otakemaru. And he helps deal poison to the enemies. Now we will do testing. In my last video you guys saw, I was on this mission against yokai enemies, but we're gonna be testing it on human enemies. So let's take it over to this guy right here, Saito, one of the new bosses that came out with the new update.
stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.